Tasmania has become a haven for talented people, potters, woodturners, artists of all persuasions. Some are young, some are older, some like Jack Sutton and his wife Dorothy are retired from the daily grind, but not from the delights of creativity. Mike Swinson reports.
He's been a design engineer for the petrochemical industry. He's designed electronic pattern control systems for the textile industry, huge projects costing many millions of dollars. These days, Jack Sutton designs and makes miniatures.
So if you want to miniaturize something, you have to work everything out from scratch to begin with. In other words, you can't say, I will reduce that to 1/12 of the original size by reducing every aspect of it, because it just won't work. It's impossible.
It almost
structurally.
sounds like a design nightmare.
Yeah, well, in a way, some of them are. Certainly they are, yes.
Jack Sutton came to Tasmania a few years ago on a holiday from Adelaide. Like many other mainlanders, he and his wife Dorothy fell in love with the place and decided to settle. They're a team. She does the decorating, he makes the tiny bits and pieces, anything that takes his fancy, and he does it for love, not money.
The first one is a Norwegian spinning wheel, and you'll notice the raised platform. They're working models, all of these. If you're asked by someone to make a miniature, or can you make a miniature, I always say yes, boldly. And then you have to do the research. And so both Dorothy and I research into that particular thing by library, by books we have here, or what have you. And because you do that, apart from the fact that you're learning about the particular item, you are going into another field. In other words, you're learning history as well as learning about the particular object. And I find that interesting too. The next one is the Irish castle. And the point about the Irish castle, to me anyway, is that it consists of very difficult angles. They're all compound angles, no straightforward angles at all in the assembly of that.
It actually looks Irish. It's just the sort of thing the Irish would do, isn't it?
Yep.
Jack and Dorothy also make carousels, or merry-go-rounds as they're sometimes called. He carves the horses, she paints and decorates it all. This small workshop is a place of fantasy and wonder.
Every aspect of the carousel I've had to learn. It's been a learning technique the whole way, actually. Those little cranks that you saw, I had to decide how to do those, how to assemble them. You can't treat a miniature in the same way that you treat the full-scale thing, because with the full-scale thing you've got engineering machines, you've got all sorts of things that you can do which you can't do with miniatures.
So what is it about carousels that makes a man in his retirement want to spend the hours it takes recreating them?
Well, I will tell you, I always remember the time when I was a youngster and I was actually hanging on to the rod and going round on a roundabout. And I can remember the bucking and the heaving of the horse. I can literally remember it to this day. And so I thought, well, I'm going to have a go. Not knowing and not having any idea what I was getting myself involved in. I suppose I've got almost infinite patience, I suppose, because I'm prepared to take as much time as is necessary to make anything or to do anything that I want to do.
Mike Swinson.